Well, I'm out here at Blooming Junction. I'm with Ron. And Ron, the last couple of years, there's been so many new gardeners, to the industry that have new houses, new yards. They just don't know where to begin.
Right.
So where do they begin?
Well, when we have somebody that's new come to the junction, what I generally like to do is have a conversation with them. Find out what their needs are. Sometimes people do projects in chunks. They may be looking for something for their front yard. If they do, I suggest they take into consideration the changing seasons. A lot of people don't like a lot of bare sticks on the way up to the front door. So I would suggest something more evergreen, something like a hebe or something like that. So generally just gauge the project. Backyards could be a little bit different. Maybe they want to grow fruit. Maybe they're looking to increase beneficial insects, pollinators, things like that. The manzanita here is a great plant for that, as is the arbutus. The manzanita also be natives. That ticks off another category that a lot of people are interested in these days. They come in specifically looking for natives. And then I gauge their lifestyle, how much time they plan on spending out in their gardening. If they are not committed to, spending quite a bit of time, I'll gear them towards something low maintenance and easy. Wallflowers, you can't go wrong with them.
Right.
It's evergreen, fragrant, beautiful, early spring bloomer. So things like that,
So it's important to kind of know, before you come in, the space that you're wanting to do, and then what you want to be putting into it.
Exactly.
First time, what do you want to use your space for?
Right. And I welcome people, to bring in kind of a map of their yard, show me anything that's already there, any mature trees and things like that. And then, what I used to do, I used to be a fanatic about back in the day when we had magazines, ripping out pages of magazines that I love garden styles. People don't know the name of the style, but they know what they like. Bookmark them on the phone, bring it in, and we can identify those plants for them.
Right. Because I'll do that now. I'll walk through neighborhoods and take pictures of things that I like. I might not know what it is, but it's good to have.
Exactly.
And then what about like sun and shade requirements would be another.
That's important too. And a lot of people that have new homes haven't been through a full year. So it's kind of important to understand. I tell them, that the sun does change. What's full sun now may not be later in the summer, when it's really important to gauge that exposure. So it's helpful if they do know the exposure. There's a lot of plants that like part sun, part shade, that are versatile. Others that require full shade, full sun. So it's important to know that.
And then, water needs would be probably another one that they would need to know. Are they hand watering or sprinkler systems, or how much do they want to do?
Right, and drought tolerant plants are a real important category right now. We've been in drought season for years now. So you have to gauge, one, if you have access to water. Sometimes people have properties that are large and they don't have water out there.
Right.
That would be a place to put something like a ceanothus that doesn't like water, something to the back. So yes, water requirements, exposure, time, commitment, things like that are all things to take into consideration. And then of course what you like. You're drawn to colors that you like, and that's easy enough to identify.
Right. And there's, this is, early spring, and there's just a lot of color coming out now. But, things are changing throughout the year.
It is, and we're just getting stocked up. There are early winter bloomers like the spireas and the iberis that are in bloom now, but, in the next few weeks, we're just going to get fuller and fuller and more colorful.
Right. So it's probably good, that once you start this project, doesn't mean that you're going to be done.
You're never done.
Right.
No. And, it's kind of one of those things you want to come back, either week after week or every couple of weeks and see what's new in the garden center.
Right. So, Ron, it's been great to get out here. the garden center is really filling up, and it has a lot of color for this time of year, and there's so much more coming in.
Yeah.
So if you're looking to, for ideas of what to do in your yard, just getting started out, or maybe even have a yard that you want to just change around a little bit, make sure you come out to Blooming Junction, talk to Ron, talk to their staff, and get some really great ideas. So thanks, Ron.
Thank you, Ryan.